Big Sky howdy, and welcome to the land of the weird and the home of the strange. I had a completely different show planned for you guys, and after what happened this week, I had to switch horses midstream and get this put together fast and bring it to you guys because as of Tuesday and Wednesday, we had all kinds of activity here in the Bitterroot Valley. UFOs, got UFO video for you guys. We've got cryptid reports, Wendigo, Dogman, all sorts of unusual and frankly unwanted things happening here. And the scariest part of all of this is that the UFO sightings, the Dogman, the Wendigo, all happened at the same place. And it's someone I know. So I'm going to bring you the preliminary report on it right now. Sky howdy, and welcome back to another episode of World Bigfoot Radio. Wow, what a week, and welcome back to the channel. Again, this is something a little bit different. I usually don't cover the UFO thing or anything, but just happened to be a bunch of activity this week, and was happening with someone I actually know, and simultaneously there was cryptid activity going on. And then, of course, the big disclosure thing dropped too. So figured you guys might actually be interested in seeing this, since the witness did, in fact, get several clips of the UFO. Already showed them to M.K. Davis. He took a look at them. I did enhanced crop on one of them so you can see the object. So let's back up a little bit. It's Tuesday night. I'm sitting around here working on this weekend's show, which you guys aren't seeing because this happened. And I get a text message from one of my friends down the valley here that says that there's weird activity going on around her house. She's sick, and by herself. In a new property, she hasn't been living there all that long, although she's gotten the basic lay of the land. The landlord there apparently has seen a cryptid around the area before. Couldn't figure out what exactly it was. Thought maybe it was a Bigfoot or something. It was around human size, so we're already concerned about that. Now, she can't call me. Her phone's broken. All she can do is send me text messages. So she's updating me in real time on what's going on and sending me clips like this one. And then occasionally she'll, every 4 or 5 minutes, she'll send me another text message. Here's what's happening now. And being very concerned, she could see this glowing light appeared in the sky. And it was not acting like a plane or a helicopter. It wasn't making any noise. It was flying around erratically. And it wasn't right over her house. It was nearby. It was over somebody else's house. And after quite a long time, actually, they turned the lights in their house on. They must have been tipped off that something was going on. But this thing stayed in the air for 2.5, 3 hours. And then she said she could see it with her naked eye. There was like a nebulous cloud-like formation behind it, and it just went backwards into this thing, and then that was it. The lights went out. The following night, again, it reappeared. Same sort of pattern. jam on the way up to Coloma. They're doing road construction. Guess what they like to eat? Very windy today. Thursday, I'm up at Coloma. There's the Bigfoot mobile. Have some munchies for my buddies. So 2 days ago, alternate planes team and myself were staking out over at the UFO Witnesses location. Stayed there all night. Tried to make sure nothing else was still going on. And there was still some activity, which they will be telling you a lot about. Of course, they filmed their own show while we were there, which will be out much later. The interview with her that I filmed, and the poking around the area, seeing what I could find before they showed up, I'll have on this video. And then I'll also have some additional video at the end of it where they were actually conducting the interview with her, and I was sitting off camera being the director. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on there. Two things that we found out after the fact. One is that the building that she's living in now had a guy that died in it who was a womanizer, so there's that. And Dennis picked up on negative energy there from that guy. And then the other thing I found out through my information sources is that there had been a number of deaths there at one point on the property before the house was even built. This is in Victor, Montana, and that area originally had been a settlement for a local native tribe, and they had issues with the white man. The white man eventually actually got them to move elsewhere, but apparently there was some fighting going on in a spooky, creepy place. While we were there, we had something down in the gully behind the house, breaking branches and stuff, making a racket. We still haven't figured out exactly what that was, and what else happened. My EM meter went up a bunch of times. Just standing there, talking to people, they're all running their gear, all of a sudden, bloop, magnetic all the way up to like 1400 spike, and then back down again. No good explanation for it. So anyway, let's go check out all the stuff that I found and filmed with Ace over there in Victor. Alright, I am presently at the location where the big UFO flap was. 2 days of UFO videos. That's the house. And there's the view. There's the building across the street. You can see the house light on, and then the UFOs were like up here somewhere. As far as access points for cryptids, I already took a little spin around here and took a look in the backyard. I'm getting over here to the fence line. I already looked at all this to see if I could find any tracks or anything, which it's been almost a week and I could not find any. But as you can see, this is like really steep. No sign anything's been coming and going through here. I also checked further down the fence line here, all the way down to the end of it, where it's wide open. And there is actually a game trail that goes across the hill. It's like down below where you can see right here. And it goes off into the woods. But there are no recent tracks on it, so whatever was using it has reused it recently and isn't cryptids showed up from, which is kind of disturbing, because if they're not walking in here through some access road, it could mean that they're portaling in here, and then there's no telling where the hell they're going to show up at. You can see the general disrepair on the fence there. Same thing over here. That little trail goes right down through there. But there's no sign anything's been walking on it recently. That's somebody else's property, so we can't go down there and check it out. But the river is right down there. So there's your access route. They always follow. Land of the weird, home of the strange. And we are here with Ace, who lives in this wonderful place that has UFOs across the street and cryptids running around in the backyard. Here tonight with alternate planes who have not got here yet. And I'm doing a little bit preliminary walk around, talking to Ace here, getting the lowdown on some of the stuff that happened. And of course, you have not been living here very long, right?
No, I moved in here in February. I think the first week of February. And it had been empty for a few months while they were getting things done inside, some renovations. So I was waiting for it since I met you when I was thinking about renting a room. So, yeah, the thing is, my old house I lived in for 12 years, and it's a mile south of here.
Yeah.
North, actually. And I had 2 acres, and I went outside at night all the time. I've never been afraid of the dark. I have gone on night hikes my entire life here in the Bitterroot. And about a couple of months ago, it started getting weird when I'm outside, and I get that feeling like not so much being watched, but I'm just kind of scared. Didn't really process that until recently, until after I saw that UFO. And I mean, I've seen UFO before. It's kind of questionable, but what I saw the other night after coming outside, because I was hearing a baby crying, it wasn't okay. I'm really glad that you guys are coming here, because I feel a little scared, and it's not something I feel super brave.
Now, the baby crying thing is disturbing to me, because there are several cryptids that can mimic sounds like that, and they're not the ones you want around the property. So I find that concerning. And then you've got the UFO thing going on too, and my gang at Team Kick-Ass South already investigated and found out that, yeah, it's not something that we made that's flying around. It's actually of non-human origin. And they went one step further and said it's reptilians.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Crap.
Absolutely believe that.
Oh, that kind of sucks. So we're going to see if there's any way that we can make them decide that they want to leave you alone.
Yeah, that would be great. I don't want to deal with those guys. And when I was a kid, I had a possible encounter, but like definitely an experience, and then a possible encounter. I question it because I was a really imaginative kid, and nothing scares me except for things like gray aliens and reptilians. And my family are what people would consider radical Christians. I like it. We moved to Montana for the rapture in 2000.
Oh no, radical Christians.
Whatever. People don't want to talk about stuff. People go to church and they want to, pay their tithings and pretend they're good people, but they don't want to talk about demons. They don't want to talk about fallen angels or any of the things in the Bible that actually matter,
So any of you that are thinking, in the blue states, hey, I want to move to a red state. There's plenty of red states. But unless you're into, like Christian militia or something, don't move to Montana.
Yeah.
They run this state.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, especially in the Bitterroot, in every single town. I don't know about Hamilton, but Darby, Stevensville, absolutely. And if you don't know it, leave. Like, we don't need anybody coming here and trying to change life.
Darby's very beautiful, and when you drive through it, it reminds you of a Norman Rockwell painting somehow in those 2020s.
In the tourist trap, because it is. But I mean, I love it here. I love it here. After my experience, I work with the public, and I know everybody. And talking to my customers and talking to people I know, over half of them have had experiences of their own, and we're excited to talk to somebody about it and have somebody actually believe them. People that I would never think even believe that UFOs exist, or Bigfoot, for that matter. I haven't had a lot of people that know about things like Wendigos. That wasn't something I knew about until you filled me in on it. Or Dogmen. And one of my friends even told me about an experience with that, and he was terrified.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get him on the show.
Yeah, he's awesome. I really hope so.
But Ace here, in addition to being a longtime resident, has been, as she mentioned, all over the woods and mountains here, liked hiking. As you might be able to tell, she's in good shape. She can hike.
Absolutely.
She's got do that again.
Build shelters,
see the
fish traps.
Bicep.
I can keep us alive in the summertime, but we'll probably die in the winter. Sorry, guys.
Anyway, she's going to be helping me recon some of these areas, especially over in the Selway Bitterroot, that I don't have knowledge of and haven't been to yet, other than looking at them on Google Earth going, that spot looks good. I want to go check that spot.
Yeah, we've got some good spots to go to.
And Painted Rock Lake and stuff, and Kelly Shaw's been up here covering a couple of sightings that happened south of there in Sula and around Painted Rock Park, so we'll check that out this summer too. But it doesn't surprise me that there would be activity here, because I know for a fact the mountain range over there on that side,
Sapphires,
that's my main research range. And then behind me, which you guys can't see, there's the Bitterroot range, which has a kind of substantially worse reputation as far as like people disappearing and stuff. Selway Bitterroot happens pretty regularly, and there's definitely some nasty stuff over in the Bitterroot mountain range. Have you had any experiences over there?
In the Bitterroot, no, but my first UFO sighting was up Burnt Fork Lake when I was about 20. And I mean, I'll be honest and tell you it was 20 years ago. And it was before drones were a thing. My husband at the time, ex-husband now, I am single. We went out there and we were on a road that you have to drive for 2 hours to get to this lake. It's got an old dam. And at one point I wanted to pull over and take a break because I'd been driving for so long. And my ex-husband's like, what's that? And we look up and there's this, and I mean low, like helicopter low. Like helicopter like going over the town, not up, going to the hospital low.
Right.
And it's this white light, it's going, there's no sound. And that's another thing. You couldn't hear anything. Crickets or insects or birds or anything. And it's just coming real slow. And then it stops and it turns red and took off. And I'm like, we had another car behind us. And I'm like, we need to get the heck out of here. I don't want to be in the mountains. My parents have told me about their own experiences in Northern California. We know Mount Shasta is a crazy place, and that's where those happened. And this sounded like one of the experiences that they had. And I'm like, we need to leave. We're going to go camping. We're going to wake up. We're going to lose time. I'm checking the clock, and they still want to go. I was so scared. You have to hike a mile to get to the spot we were going to camp in the dark. And I was so afraid I wouldn't even look up. And like I said, I'm never afraid of being outside at night. Like, other things should be afraid of me. Honestly. And I just, anytime you get that primal instinct that something's wrong, you have to listen to it. It's the reason why we have that. It keeps us alive.
Yeah, and most people have sort of deleted that out of their programming. They never use it. They don't go in the woods. Really sensitive people can tell, like, hey, there's something watching me. And beyond that, they can go, hey, it's not dangerous. Or it is dangerous. or it's actually sizing me up to make a meal out of me. If you're sensitive enough, you can tell the difference between all those things. Just from something watching you. We're supposed to be able to do that. Last night, I knew the sounds that I was hearing when I was texting you about it were okay. Because somebody was on my roof. And again, there's the roof. And yeah, this is like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. She could hear something heavy moving around up there. Mm-hmm. Now, is the window over here that we're looking at, is that the one you were filming the UFOs out of? It was actually from the door. So you're from the door right there. Yeah. And outside, I'm sorry. Yeah, some of them are from outside at first. I'm sorry. Now here's the window that there was actually something peeking at her and scratching around on the window. And as you can hear with the cars and everything behind us, sorry if there's much noise in the background. Can't really be helped. Over this here way, this way here, it's due west. So since the sun's setting, I can't film that direction right now. But that's the direction she was looking with her camera when she was filming these UFOs. And again, when the UFOs came in, they didn't like fly in from up above and come down or something. They just like poof, appeared. It just appeared. And when I first noticed it, I came outside and I noticed something really bright. Venus is out, Jupiter's out. Anybody that knows anything about astronomy knows that there's 4 planets that can be visible right now. The other 2 planets weren't out yet. This was shortly after sunset, and I'm looking over there, and there's something, and I'm looking at it, and it moves down in a hook and like turns off, and I'm like, oh my god, this is it. This is it. This is a time that like it's not just something that you question. This is actually happening right now. Yes. And I'm like, all right, I gotta, and I'm literally texting like half of my friends and sending them videos, and they're like, don't go outside. And I'm like, I did a couple of times, but I mean, I had my gun. And don't go outside. I wouldn't want to see me with my gun. That's the last thing that anybody should see. So, well, I'm not a UFO though. What am I gonna do at the 45 against something like that? It's like a half a mile away. Right. Well, first of all, it didn't come in from the sky. It appeared above the valley. And it 2.5, 3 hours later, disappeared over the valley. Mm-hmm. And I watched it the whole time. So it can't be a drone. They don't have a big enough power charge to go for 2.5, 3 hours. And it was over the house over there, and it was over the house for a while, and I'm like, the lights turned on in the house, and I'm like, oh my god. Wow. Like, I don't know what's happening over there. I hope they're okay. Wow. Yeah, no, I mean, like, what am I going to do? Go over there and help them? I mean, they're going to have to help themselves. And honestly, if people aren't ready to help themselves, they're going to... God, why are they living in Montana? Well, I mean, people need to wake up, and people need to understand what's about ready to happen. And if people don't wake up, they're just, going to be more cogs in the machine. Get fed to the reptilians. Have fun. Have fun. All right. Let's see. What else should we cover here? So the sounds you were hearing, the baby crying sounds, which direction were they coming from? Right here. It sounded like it was on this side of the house. Okay. In the area where I was hearing scratching. I can't be certain, but the biggest thing is that my neighbor has horses. One of the horses is a draft horse. Right. If anybody knows about horses, draft horses are massive. Right. And he sounded like he was
really pissed off about something. He's kind of an aggressive horse. And the other 3 horses sounded scared. They're never noisy at night. Ever.
So something was irritating him.
Something was really upsetting him. And the thing is like, I went back inside because I wasn't cool with the UFO business. Also, let's talk about the porch light. Porch light has worked the entire time that I've been here for 4 months. And when I went outside to go and then I see the UFO and I do the investigate the baby crying business, porch light won't turn on. I even went and got other bulbs while this is going down and put them in there that were in lamps in my house that work and won't turn on. And we looked at the wiring and we don't know why.
What the hell?
Yeah. And when I was filming the UFO, there were certain points where the camera on the phone looked like it was trying to focus on something bigger next to it. And when it bounced the first night, it looked like it went in it. There are also a couple of points where I feel like I could have seen other UFOs there, but I'm not certain, so I don't want to say that for sure.
Well,
but I can say for certain that
as far as the UFO itself, whatever the heck the thing was, I got a crop of it, and we could look in, zoom in close enough on it that you can see that it's not a drone, it's not a plane, it's not a helicopter, it's round. Yeah. It's some kind of a spherical glowing
dot
thing.
In the middle of it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever that is. And since we've released that, I've had a couple of people that showed up in the comment section and went, hey, my girlfriend over in Washington State got a video that looks just like this. Like, there's other people out there that are seeing this stuff.
I don't want it here.
I don't want to hear it. And now, since this happened less than a week ago, you've been talking to the locals about this.
Yeah.
And what have they been telling you?
Like I said, over half of them have had experiences of their own. Not all of them are with UFOs. A lot of them are with cryptids.
Right.
People talking about animals that they can't describe, being hunted in the mountains. One of my friends is an avid morel picker and huckleberry picker. Doing that kind of business, he goes up there alone most of the time, and he does it just for funsies because he doesn't even like the stuff. He brings me huckleberries, and he did just a few days ago, and I told him about what happened. And he's shocked. And he's like, Angela, don't go in the mountains. Don't do any of this kind of stuff. You need to be aware of what's going on. And in his opinion, like, we're talking some apocalypse kind of business. I don't know if you guys are ready to hear about that, but you need to educate yourselves on what will happen.
Yeah, it's a really great show about the Vietnam War. Apocalypse Now. Go check it out. Don't watch the Redux version. That sucks.
Yeah.
The part where the whole base gets blown to bits at the end of the arc light strike. That's the one you want to see. So anyway, yeah, you're kind of in an interesting spot here because there's that river right down the hill back there behind where Ace is sitting here. There's a good-sized river. And as we all know, especially if you ever watch The Legend of Boggy Creek, they always follow the creeks. That includes rivers, streams, and other waterways. So I can easily see that. Right on the other side of the river here is basically, that's the mountain range. Mm-hmm. And that's the one I do all my research in. There's tons of Bigfoot in that mountain range. And there's dogmen up there too. As far as the Bitterroot back behind me, like I said, has an even worse reputation and has Bigfoot, dogmen, and other cryptids, including the Narumbi, that live up there. And yeah, you don't want to make them mad. They will disappear. You'll be on the menu.
Serving it up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we'll have some reptilians on the menu. There'd be nothing I love more. It's the last thing that I want to deal with. I've been well versed in the apocalypse for a long time, and anybody that believes in God has to believe in fallen angels. If you believe in fallen angels, you have to believe in reptilians. Period. And I feel like the second night in particular, I feel like I was being watched. I made it very apparent that nobody's allowed to enter the confines of my property, and certainly not my home. And it seemed to me like I just had a feeling like that was taken as a huge offense.
Well, we've got some additional backup from some local and non-local cryptids. So any reptilians or other cryptids that are insanely stupid enough to come mess around here anymore are going to strictly be Darwin Award winners right away. So, hey, it looks like an alternate planes team has showed up here. Let's go say hi to them.
Difficulties with our equipment.
That always happens.
Well, I've never ran into an issue with the drone not connecting to the remote and the remote not connecting to the phone. And then this has to find 10 satellites to make sure, you know, it stays level because I'm not a good pilot. But it has to have 10 satellites to take off, and it didn't pick any up, and then everything powered off. And then he couldn't find a GPS on the way here.
What the?
The new camera guy. It wasn't. This location wasn't being picked up on his GPS. Weird.
Well, now that's not suspicious at all. It happens every time, right?
No, it never happens, Duke. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, I'm used to it.
I'm like,
We got this thing in the Bigfoot community called CEI, Cryptid Electronic Interference. And as soon as all of the cameras start powering down and your battery that you just refilled all of a sudden is dead,
everything just powers off just randomly.
something just powers off randomly and then it comes back on randomly too. Yeah, those are good examples.
And we're right next to power lines too, you know, so. All this energy here, who would have thought? Make sure I got a SD card in this thing.
Yeah, I remember the last time I saw you flying this thing, it was about that high off the ground. It looked like somebody went whap and hit the side of it and it went bing.
Yep, it went.
And we were just giving the Narumbis, joking with them about swatting the drone. Right before that happened.
It got swatted.
It makes a big mess with not even shooting a varnish. It's a fun one. It could be better. It could be a flamethrower. We can work on that. You sure they're not
She's
illegal?
on a mission from the landlord to exterminate the local marmots. And so she just went and checked because she thought she heard one.
Well, I've been using a 22 because that's what you use. And luckily, I'm insanely skilled at killing things. And get headshots easily when nobody else has been able to do it. But I am kind of curious what happens if I shoot one with my 45. Just want to see. If it's not close to the house, it wouldn't even be a big deal. I just don't want to have to clean up a mess. I've had to do that one time. But we won't talk about that on camera because it's a little messed up.
Well, you know, if the marmot's attacking you, it's self-defense. It's all good. Use whatever you have to.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Well, hopefully they won't. I'm going to get Lyme disease. Bubonic plague. It's the last thing I need.
If you get Lyme disease, you got to even it out, get lemon disease, and then you got the powers of a Sprite.
Oh, God, stop it.
Lemon lime.
7-Up. It's 7-Up. 7-Up.
Yeah, lemon lime disease. All right.
It's been
Dennis is getting the tour from Ace. Still can't quite turn and look this direction. As soon as the sun goes down a little bit more, I'll film that.
Completely cockeyed and freaked out. The gimbal's thrown off.
You know what I hope doesn't happen? I set everything up and all our batteries already dead.
Well, don't. The gimbal got all freaked out. Look at that. It's all cockeyed. Look at it.
Serious CEI apparently.
Hey, you guys!
We got CEI.
Alright, I wanted to get the sun setting, but now it's all cockeyed. Yeah, the camera is like, it won't even tilt or nothing. I can still zoom, but.
Probably he's playing with his giant electronic mosquito. Now that the sun is finally deigned to duck down behind the mountains, here's what she was looking at when she was filming the UFOs. That's the building across the street with the house light on it, and then the UFOs were like up in here moving around. And I asked about that canyon there, that crack in the mountains. Is there a road or anything going up in there? No. It has bad reputation. So you can see rugged Bitterroot mountain range. I'm standing on the front porch she was filming from. So there's the view she was getting. There's the building. It's got the porch light on it. And you can see how much higher up the mountains go from that foot away. So it wasn't particularly high in the sky, or she would have been going like this to film it, and then there would have been power lines in the way, right? There was only that one spot where it was that high. And alternate planes team busy setting up, getting everything ready to go.
Be more reliable.
All right, we got some of the gear that Expedition Bigfoot would bring with to film Russell Acord in the woods. This is a window that she was having something scratching around at and looking in the window, and now that it's getting a little bit darker and you can see in the window, you can see what the cryptid was looking at. Angela, excuse me, Ace toddling around in there. And she also had activity over by this window. So here's head level. Get out here. Get on camera. Okay, we got everything all set up here. About half the gear that you'd take with you to go film Russell Acord by himself out in the woods. So we should be all good to go. Alternating planes.
Who always wanted one. He's like, you can't just give me this. I'm like, absolutely can. It's being abused by 7 kids.
How am I sounding? How am I sounding? Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on 1 second.
How old are you?
Something's interfering with the audio right
I'm gonna be 93 already. In my flesh body. I am. As long as my mind and my body hold out, I want to live as long as possible. There's a show called Sandman, and this guy checks in with like the Sandman guy every 100 years and gets to sign back.
Are we on?
If you want to live longer, quit smearing that cancer juice on you.
I'm gonna keep in it.
Do we not have live audio yet?
No, we have audio coming through. It's just
In the body, not through the mic?
not
When I have it.
What color is the light supposed to be, yellow or green?
yours is supposed to be yellow, yours is supposed to be purple, I believe.
I moved it to where it's like by.
So in case you haven't figured it out, they're just getting ready to do the interview for alternate planes right now. This is how much gear these guys lug around with.
But it's just not Bluetoothing to my earphones.
They even got their own camera, Samwise Gamgee here.
Bluetooth. My power beats are finally like crapped out. I've had 2 phones break on me in a year, and the iPhone, I finally upgraded to like a newer phone. I had a phone that came out in 2015 for years. And no, I was really good on it. I had that phone for like a
Make sure
long
that
time.
you're kind to everyone. Safety first, last, and always. Pay it forward. Don't be mean to people if you don't have to be. Don't flip off the mountain giant. Don't poke Dogman with a stick. Don't punt the Puckwudgie. And for God's sake, whatever you do not hug the Wookiee.
encounters that you've been having?
Yeah, and I'll tell you how it came to happen for me. I was hearing sounds that sounded like a baby crying outside. I've always grown up being told that that's a online, is some kind of a predator, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I go outside, and I notice that I'm looking over on the horizon here, that there's a bright light, and I'm like not really thinking about it. I'm kind of looking around. My porch light isn't working for no reason, and I'm looking at the light on the horizon, and it moves down and turns on. And I'm like, okay, this isn't something like a plane or something that is. It can't be explained. This is it.
Right.
This is, you know. I'm already pretty freaked out because of the baby crying sound, thinking that there could be a predator out here. My neighbor's horses are upset, and just scared. Never scared.
Well, so the horse is getting upset. That is definitely a sign of something around these bothering things. I find it interesting. So you saw the light from across the road, and it appeared, it moved into your line of sight, and then
Like a little
a
hook turned off.
little hook,
And I'm
and
like,
then turned itself off.
you know, and I went inside, grabbed my phone. Trying to figure out what's going on with the porch light. And I'm just really concerned about a predator being outside. So I'm worried about that. I know I shouldn't be outside. I yelled a couple of times, get out of here, being noisy. And just felt afraid. And the biggest thing for me is that I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not super well versed in astrology, astronomy, but it's not Venus. You can see Venus there, you can see Jupiter, and it's something else, and I'm pretty alarmed about it. So I started filming. I'm looking at the different videos. This is happening over the course of 2 years, right? I go inside. There are different periods of time when I'm hearing the baby crying sound, and it's just weird. I mean, not really a haze, but it just seemed like confusion, and I didn't know what was going on.